9 must-read yoga books. Book number 2, Light on Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. All of you know the entire text of yoga is written in the form of sutras by a Maharshi, a sage named Patanjali, dating back 2,500 to 3,500 years. Each historian gives their own particular number as to how old this text is. But if you have to understand in this particular age, the entire text of the Yoga Sutras, it's easier to understand them keeping the asana practice in mind. Yeah, because that's the first thing that you do whenever you drop into any kind of yoga practice or any kind of yoga class or any ashram and mat. You always start by rolling out your mat, doing some warm up exercise, whatever it may be, and then you start the asana practice. Maybe you start practicing some breathing practices. Apart from that, in the very beginning itself, if someone talks to you about the Yoga Sutras, talks to you about philosophy, tells you about the sage, and tells you about, makes you chanting the sutras, makes you chant the shloka and all, you'll lose your mind. You will never be able to pay any attention as such at all. But if someone explains to you the text of yoga in the form of asana practice, it becomes easier for you to understand, right? That's exactly what the commentary written by B.K. Iyengar in this book is all about. I got this in 2010. I've read it, reread it to such an extent. Yeah, the pages have come off. It's not about me telling this, it's just that you have to read the book to such an extent so that even the pages come out. That should be the depth of your knowledge with respect to a particular book before you even suggest to someone, or this is what I believe in. That's exactly why I'm sharing this after 12 long years. Because I think, okay, now maybe I know bits and pieces of what is there in this entire text. The entire book is divided into 4 chapters, what we call as 4 padas: Samadhi Pada, Sadhana Pada, Vibhuti Pada, and Kaivalya Pada. The entire book, 196 sutras divided into 4 different chapters, explains the evolution of man from birth to the state of self realization. The first chapter talks about all the fluctuations of the mind and how you get rid of the fluctuations of the mind, which is called as chitta vritti. In the very beginning, Patanjali introduces you to the concept of consciousness, what we call as individual consciousness. Yeah, the word individual consciousness comes from here. And then he goes on to explain what are all the difficulties that you experience once you start your journey on the path of sadhana. See, whenever you start any kind of journey, be it studying, be it starting a new life, all of us face different kinds of obstacles, hurdles. So even that is mentioned over here, and not just mentioning, they also tell you how to overcome these hurdles in life. So the entire chapter talks about this, how to overcome the hurdles, what are the different kinds of hurdles, and what is it that you can do in order to pull yourself out of all this misery. That is very important. Everyone gives solution, sorry, everyone answers questions, but no, everyone everyone has questions, but not everyone finds the right answers. I found the right answers for a lot of things in this book. You have doubts, start here. And then after that, I'm pretty sure you've heard of Ashtanga Yoga, Hatha Yoga, and whatnot. In the second chapter, they explain about Hatha Yoga, what is Hatha Yoga, what is Ashtanga Yoga, and very detailed explanation is given as to what it is all about. And each step of Ashtanga Yoga is very briefly mentioned, very detailedly explained. And then starts the third chapter. You've heard this. If you mind your own business and do what needs to be done, everything will come to you in your life. That's exactly what happens here. You start to evolve, you start to work to your full potential, you start using your brain, you start using your head way beyond your imagination. The first thing that you'll notice is your instincts become strong. Third chapter talks about all the different supernatural powers. Supernatural powers are not made up terms. These are actual powers that an individual will experience if they do all the sadhana, all the practices that needs to be done when they are on the path of yoga. They talk about Ashtasiddhis. They talk about a lot of different siddhis, what we call as supernatural power. The entire third chapter is about supernatural powers. And after this comes the last chapter, which is the Kaivalya Pada, talks about all the different levels of realization. It's not that okay, you get rid of yourself for all the different things, and automatically you reach a state where you are completely realized, and then you've reached the state of nirvana or something. No, that doesn't happen like that. Even there are different stages in which you evolve, and then you reach this last state. Buddha called this kaivalya. Sorry, Buddha called this nirvana, and you've heard about the word samadhi, mahasamadhi, so on and so forth. The same way, in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, written by the sage Patanjali, the last state of emancipation, the last state of realization is called as Kaivalya. And what all one experiences and how one can reach over there, that's very beautifully explained. For anyone who wants to gain deeper insight about life, it doesn't matter if you're interested in yoga practice, or if you're interested in yoga philosophy, you're interested in yourself, that is all that is important for me. If you're interested in understanding yourself, if you're interested in gaining deeper insights as to who you are on the inside, if you wish to gain deeper insight of where you came from, why you are here, and where you're going to reach later on in the next stages of life, this is the book. This is the commentary written by B.K. Iyengar, but the text, which is called as the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, is exactly how it was 2,500 to 3,500 years ago. So, if you want to understand Yoga Sutras, so this is the first commentary that I'm going to suggest from B.K. Iyengar himself. A very nice book, a perfect start if you're a complete beginner. There are a lot of other commentaries written by different sages also, which I will definitely suggest. But first, get started with this if you're starting to read the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali and in 2023. So, do let me know how you felt after getting to know about this book in the comments below. Please do share your views as to how you felt. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you feel like okay, this was worth sharing, please do share with another yoga enthusiast, another yoga friend, another yoga teacher, so that they understand the secrets of yoga from the sage Patanjali himself. That's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.